You ever wondered what the bottom of an Avatar's shoe looks like? Bam! Oh, you can't.
Not sure I can't even do that in this menu at all.
Maybe we'll see that a little bit later. But
Bottom of the shoe.
yeah, that was the whole thing when they revealed Xbox avatars, right? They were like, with Kinect. Yeah, he was like, have you ever wondered what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looked like? Bam!
And then he jiggled wiggly as they tended to.
It didn't work that well.
Anyway.
This is Stationeers, not the Xbox Avatar experience.
If they're Stationeers, shouldn't they be up on a space station? What are they doing on a planet? Like,
well, it can still be a base on the planet. You don't want to call it
station,
base near.
Stationeers? I don't know. Accuracy.
I guess it could be a station. Like, it's just... Yeah, Moon Station 5. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I hear very recently there's just been rumours that they might be trying to put actual space stations in as well. So you start on the planet and then also build the space station part.
Are they doing that just because it would fit with the name Stationeers?
Maybe.
Or because it would actually make sense for the game?
Well, I mean, it's not like there's a story or anything, really.
Are they like on station?
Well, you do kind of have to be on station, which is why I've started from the menu. We're going to be going from the start on Mars, which is relatively easy, because this is like... this game is like the worst funded space program you've ever seen.
Right. What, worse than the... Well, yeah, that other factory game where you land on a planet. Satisfaction.
It could be any of them.
Yes.
Worse than the European Space Agency.
Possibly.
Wait, or maybe worse than the absolute pits is the British efforts.
True. But that doesn't really count, I guess.
Yeah, we managed to smash that probe into Mars that one time on Christmas Day.
So the thing about this game is that, like, the reason it's the most underfunded space program ever is because, like, this is what you literally start with on, like, standard difficulty. You have a lander with a bunch of, like, bits and pieces on it, and you have you in a capsule, and that's it. You just get chucked onto the planet and be like, build a base so you don't die.
Well, motivational.
Yeah, or you can do on Brutal Start where you get one box with virtually nothing in it.
I mean, I don't have much hope that Elon Musk is going to give his guys much more than that.
Better than this. I mean, arguably, the starting equipment that you start with by standard is actually kind of generous, which is why I'm going to do this, so I don't have to stress quite so much of trying to do a brutal start. Although Mars is not super difficult to survive on, I guess, relatively speaking.
In this game.
Aren't even wearing helmets.
Maybe not in the real life.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we dropped yet? No.
Yep, we have.
Boom.
So here we
Get
are.
out of this pod. This isn't a
Mars.
podcast. It's a video.
Indeed it is not. So the first thing you'll probably notice about this game, which I'm about to just turn on, is it's time for UI. Get ready for this window, and this window, and this window.
And you just leave them up at all times?
Wow.
Pretty much, because some of them you have to. Okay, so the top one is my suit, which is like basically how much oxygen I have left and how much power I have left, so that's kind of important to know. And then you have my tool belt for all the tools and my sort of backpack inventory for putting stuff in.
And that stuff isn't on the nice looking bits of UI in the bottom right for some reason.
Well, no, not really. Speaking of which, I ought to change my suit pressure so we can survive slightly longer.
So you're just watching your air drain the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So it is
Right.
like gravity.
So the idea is that, like, funnily enough, like, even though I've put that air, like, the air UI up so I can see it continuously, like, the thing you're actually going to run out of first is actually food and water, because, as I said, worst funded space program ever, they haven't figured out how to allow you to eat or drink inside the suit. So you literally have to open your helmet to be able to eat and drink so you don't die.
Right,
Jeez,
like the
what,
Mandalorian.
really?
You can't even drink. You haven't even got a tube or anything.
No,
Or
not even a
drinking
tube. So you literally have to build a base that you can pressurize enough to be able to open your helmet before you run out of food and water, which is on the bottom right.
You have to be inside in order to eat. Right, okay.
I mean, I think
No
on
picnics on
Mars, you
Mars.
can maybe just barely get away with, like, opening your suit for a couple of seconds to jam some food and water in real quick.
Well, that's not realistic.
because there is a tiny amount of atmosphere.
Oh, yes, Arnie showed us it was possible. Right?
On some of the other planets, you can get away with it slightly more, depending on the environments. And this is the other thing about why you need all this UI. So, like, as you can see, when I'm holding down Alt, I free the mouse so I can drag things around.
Ah, right, yeah, it's kind of useful.
But then the actual trick to this game, let me swap some of these things around. The actual trick is that because you have left hand and right hand when you're building things, so I laid all these frames down from the frame kits. But if I want to finish them, like make them airtight, you have to hold the iron sheets in one hand and the welder in the other.
Great.
Right, so if they're in your right, well, does it matter which hand?
It doesn't matter which hand. Hopefully you are ambidextrous, so you can do it with whatever hand you want.
So it's easy to do. You just have to hold the material you're welding in the other hand.
Yeah.
The tool and the material.
I'll make these last ones I'll only weld halfway, which is not airtight but is solid, so I can stand on them basically. So this bit's going to be
less materials.
Yes, it uses half the iron plates. So this bit's going to be the room, and this bit will be like the bit where I put the solar panel, probably.
Okay.
Which direction's the sun? Oh no, the sun's over this side. I should probably put another one on the back for the solar panel. Or I could put it on top of the building, I suppose. Put away the welder. Swap the iron plates for the wall kit.
South-facing aspect or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the planet, on like whether solar panel is useful at all. Some planets is better for wind, and then some of them just don't have, atmosphere, so you can't do wind. And some of them have not great solar, so you have to do something completely different, like burn coal. Or, as we discussed on the podcast, our last podcast, if you want to go listen to that, the not coal.
Yeah.
Wait, I want this to be a window, so we can get light in here.
The burnable geology.
Just the burnable rocks.
Iron. That just on the surface, or do you have to actually mine for them?
Well, like you can see, like there's patches of stuff on the surface, and then like the veins go slightly underground, so you can see a little bit of where stuff is. I also need to plan for the airlock, so I need some walls facing inwards a bit.
So does this game teach you any of this stuff, or would you
Yes, I mean there is tutorial stuff.
Okay, so you're not like, because I wouldn't immediately think, coming into this, it's like, oh yeah, I got to do this, this, and this, and I got to build an airlock. I wouldn't necessarily think of all that stuff.
Well, there is this, like there's this kind of tutorial which just gives you a big list of things that you need to do, basically. No. But then there's also actual tutorials that are like separate instances or whatever that you do beforehand.
Build a glass door, build a composite door, build a manual hat.
You got to do a lot of welding before you can eat a sandwich.
Well, luckily not much, because actually these type of walls don't need welding. You just like slap the iron panels onto them.
Oh, nice. Nice seal.
We brought a lot of iron with us. Why did we bring iron? Isn't iron quite heavy?
Yeah, it's weird because like iron is the cheap resource, and then steel you get later is actually better. Because realistically, for the game, the only reason it's iron is because iron has like lower pressure capability. So
right, yeah.
So it's actually more physically worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the frame parts done. I do need to put the glass in the windows, obviously.
If this was even a hint of realism, they wouldn't give us iron, would you? They'd give us something.
I mean, you'd have to be a very, very cheap space agency to like spend all that money on fuel and everything for your rocket, and then just put iron in it instead of steel.
Well, I mean, the actual answer, the cheapest walls you get later on are made of this plastic, or it calls it plastic, but it's actually like composite, I suppose.
Well, at least that's lighter. Would make more sense in a rocket, right?
Realism question: like, would we? If we were to go out and do this, it's like, would they use would a carbon fiber like thing work now? Because that must be pretty, or is that too flexible? Like,
real actually be building.
Yeah.
Presumably, you'd use the spaceship itself as the habitat, probably in the first.
Well, yes, you wouldn't just come in a pod that just chucks you out onto the surface and be like, "Good luck."
It's like build a house. Yeah,
sure. But if they were to set up an actual house, like as part of the mission, like bring.
I think for moon missions, they're thinking of like building into caves and stuff and like
digging into the naturally occurring caves.
Mooncrete, right, where you can create concrete out of moon rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quite a lot more long term, though, I suppose.
Yeah, you still got to have the means to do that somehow.
Yeah.
Right, so now I've got down the airlock kit, which gives you the stuff that you actually need to make an airlock, including some pipes and vents and the computerized parts. So we need
part.
Yes. Also,
the save
obviously.
icon for the Gen Zers.
I want this facing that way, probably. We need the console, we need the sensors. I'm already having inventory management problems because what can I chuck out of here? Put the Amazon analyzer in the tap pad. Get rid of the network analyzer. Don't really need the medical pill right now. I'm not even sure you can...
The pill?
I'm not even sure you can take the pill in solo, because by the time you need the pill, you're already, unconscious.
Right.
So it's you can't just, fall over and then take it.
Is that the point in it? It's just sort of wakes you up if you're in
Yes,
trouble.
it's basically a health kit, essentially. Oh, it's already getting dark.
But someone has to administer it to you.
Can't say I'm loving the decor here compared to the vintage story.
No,
That's quite a lot longer, to be fair.
The thing is that, I always build the walls this way round, because if you go out here, you can see this is the actual iron wall texture. But that's because the walls are, two-sided. You can build them on the inside of the tile and the outside of the adjacent tile.
Oh, I see.
Right, okay.
But if you build them this way round so that they're on the outside of the tile you're standing in, it makes it easier to see, the wiring when you're wiring everything up.
Yeah, okay.
So there's the airlock ship.
A bit extra space.
Then we need the doors. What am I missing? The floppy disk, obviously, and the pipes.
I have pipes.
Wow, it's very dark at night. Is there no stars you can see?
Well, you can see that, they're up there. I mean...
Oh?
Yeah, very
probably
subtly.
can't on the probably can't on the video encoding.
I think the stream we're watching kind of fuzzes them out while he's moving, but they're there. Yeah.
If I stand still long enough. Right, and then helpfully not everything you need is even in that kit, because you actually need some of the wiring from the electrical supplies.
Let's get electrical. I want to
cable.
electrical.
The APC. Probably need to put up the solar panel before it becomes daytime again.
So how long is a Mars day, or a Mars
in
night?
real life?
Well,
because
in real life it's a lot
they're
longer,
all the
right?
same length.
Isn't it?
I think Mars is pretty close to Earth, if I remember rightly, in real life.
I was just thinking, because it's
Yeah.
if you're going to survive all night without eating, you're going to be pretty hungry right now.
Well, I don't know.
Except your vitals are quite high. Drink especially. That'd be
Sure.
You'd be well parched by now.
You're thirsty. Yeah, after doing all this work, you would.
Got to get your crowbar out to open this APC up.
Do not think inside the spacesuit. Just have a little bottle rummaging around.
Yeah, it's literally anything.
Yeah, just put it inside the helmet. It's fine.
I mean, that's not even that is literally modern tech. That's not future tech. That's we do that now for drink, not for food, admittedly. What else do I need? Is there anything in this one? No, none of that. Oh yeah, right, the glass. I need to finish the solar panel.
You actually can see your weird goatee at all times, because this is the
your little face cam. Not that that's helpful in any way, but it's there. And I need plastic to finish these doors, or is it iron? I don't remember. Welding torch and plastic. Okay.
Is that why we're here with so little resources? Is that because we're actually role playing as Cyril, who HR has a problem with?
You should just get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he does look a bit shifty. It just says composite door.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to for much longer because that's what this is for. The labeler. Because now I can actually just name this.
Oh.
Which is important for setting up the airlock so I know which one is which.
Oh, I see.
Like
Like, did you have to program some stuff? That's it. The name is important.
Yes, kind of. Although in this case, it's...
Why did you do that, Zach? Sorry, as a programmer, that really annoys me that you didn't
You left
do
the space.
interior, exterior, and you didn't do inner or outer. You did, but
Yes.
you mixed it together, so you had like interior and outer. Sorry, it just really annoys me when I see that.
That
in
was sort of
programming.
intentional. Normally I go interior, exterior. Normally.
You just couldn't be bothered to spell exterior on the
Yeah,
the
too much
screen.
typing.
Yeah.
So now if I say I've already wired this bit, but I need to extend that wire to actually connect to the doors, now I need to be holding the wire cutters in my other hand to be able to merge wires.
Would you have accepted the E door and the I door?
That would have been very much
that's
quicker to
good.
type.
Just put in, out. Shake it all about.
Right, is that everything? Oh, I need to put a battery in the APC, that's right.
What's APC?
Area Power Control. Is what that stands for. Oops, shit, I dropped it.
No,
Shit, where did it? Oh no, I put it back. It's fine.
he's brought an entire armoured personnel carrier with him. They didn't think about food, but...
Right, is that everything that I need? Solar panels up there. Wait, did I wire the solar panel? I didn't, did I? No. Where's the actual APC? I've forgotten. Middle. Okay.
I think armored personnel carriers are out of fashion these days.
Well, they're called infantry fighting vehicles now, right?
Yeah, but that's a different class because it has a big gun on it or whatever. So they don't bother with the classic ones.
The completely defenseless APCs like
Yeah.
in all video games,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they're just like easy prey.
Yeah, they don't bother with those anymore.
Don't you mean the rectangles of death? but not for your enemies. I mean, most games didn't even give them like little slits so you could point guns out of, right? They were just...
Gun ports.
Yeah.
That's a weird idea.
Using the
That's
crowbar to
outrageous.
open the APCs is one of the most dangerous things once you've actually built your base, because you need the crowbar to open them, but the crowbar also disassembles your wall.
Right. Be
If you
careful.
slightly misclick, you're like, whoops, I've just vented myself into space. Or not space, as the case may be.
Why do you need a crowbar to open an access panel? Seems
I
like
mean, it sort of makes sense, kind of, I guess.
Kind of.
prise it open.
Out of all the tools you have, maybe the screwdriver could also make sense.
Or,
Right, is
you
that
know,
everything for
your
this?
hands.
Well, yes, if it was better designed. So what I should be able to do now, so you see I've put the floppy disk into the side of this screen, which basically puts it in setup mode. So once I turn the power on and then turn the screen on, it would say airlock setup, and now I get to pick. See, and now you can see that I've labelled these exterior door, outer door. So I click that first, then interior door, then the vent, then the gas sensor, and then it'll automatically close that. And you can see now it actually says what I typed on it also.
Yay.
Yay.
And now if I take the disc out, I can just push this button
That annoys me so much, but yeah.
and cycle the doors.
Testing.
So now that I've got a sealed environment, how close am I to running out of food and water? I'm fine. Still 50%. Got plenty of time. Because now I need to actually get an atmosphere in there, obviously. So I just need to bring the oxygen tank inside, mainly.
Drop boing.
Not important at all.
No.
Well, they're reasonably durable. Now I actually have to try and get it in this doorway, though, which it's just barely large enough to fit through. And then, unfortunately, because this is like the really basic airlock, you have to like cancel the pressurization every time because you can't control what it's trying to pressurize to. So if you don't have much of an atmosphere in here, it just sits there forever and never actually pressurizes fully because it's trying to pull from this vent. It's trying to pull the air from in here into the airlock.
How the hell did you work that out the first time?
You just have to like, because it does have, when you're doing this, it has like this tiny little pressure gauge, so you can see that it's trying to pull the air in. So if I pull out my tablet, you can see in here the pressure is 2 kilopascals, because that's just Mars atmosphere in here at the moment. Which is what I need to change by venting some of this. Actually, I still need that. And the minimum kind of pressure you need to be survivable is like 25 kilopascals, basically.
So there's no device you just need to attach to your oxygen tank to make it, regulate itself. You just, open it.
No, yeah, this is just like a valve. You can just open and close manually. I get there. 29's fine. So now, theoretically, if I bring up my helmet UI, I can unlock it and then open it. And hopefully not immediately die. Success!
I'm alive!
And now I can open my uniform tab and get my food and drink that's in my uniform out.
Quick, have a beer, quick.
Wait, so they did put the food and drink in your suit, just no means to deliver it to your face.
Yes, it's technically in your undersuit, basically. Like, it's under your actual spacesuit. They've shoved a food and water bowl in there, but you can't do anything with them until you can open your helmet and get them somehow from inside your suit outside and then back inside again.
I like to think there's pockets inside the helmet for some reason. That's where these nutrition bars are. Oh, you've got too much liquid in you. You got 123% coffee.
Well, that's actually a bonus from, there's a food quality thing. So the prepackaged cereal bars that you get give you relatively high food quality, which lets you overfill on water. So basically you don't have to drink as often if you're eating high quality food. So you don't have to keep stopping to come back inside, basically.
Right, so it doesn't mean you got to pee in a minute.
No.
Okay.
Fortunately, somehow the suit does deal with that. Oh, did I build this facing totally the wrong way? It looks like the sun's coming up on the other side. Or is it just not over the horizon yet? I can't actually tell from in here. I need to go back outside. So now when I hit this and depressurize, it will actually suck the oxygen out of here and put it in there on the depressurized cycle.
Right. Does your helmet automatically close, or have you got to remember to do it?
No, you've got to remember to do that. And then depending on how fat-fingered you're feeling, you can also actually lock it so you physically can't accidentally push the top key to open it.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
Power low.
Oh, suit's running out of power. I need to swap batteries. So as you can see, this little flashing light on the APC that's slightly clipping into the wall tells you whether it's charging or discharging. So obviously there's no light on the solar panel yet because the sun isn't quite up, so it's flashing red, so it's discharging. So this battery is powering the airlock stuff. But then I can just quickly swap that with my suit battery for now, because that will start charging in a bit as soon as the sun gets over the hill, hopefully. I mean, I've put this solar panel in a slightly awkward... I think that should be in line with the sun going over. I angled it to make it... Because I think the sun is slightly in, the north or whatever. So the sun should go slightly lower over the horizon on that side. But it does take quite a... you would think that this should be working by now, but not quite.
Yeah, you should be getting some. A tiny amount.
Yeah, it seems to have a minimum level that it has to get to before it actually starts generating anything. Oh, and speaking of which, because this is Mars and I can actually use this, I can even use the portable solar panel to get a tiny bit of extra battery. Probably need to put it not behind the building. I guess I should put it up here with the other one, even though that's slightly inconvenient for me to get to. Do I have another battery? I guess not a big one. I should have one of my tool batteries in there.
That doesn't snap to a grid then, it just goes anywhere.
No, yeah, that's just a fully portable one. Oh, 30 watts of power already. How much is this getting now? 40, 50? It's going up.
It's pretty good.
So So yeah, I mean, the other thing, which we're not going to get to in the course of this video, is like, I'm leaving all this stuff lying around, like this, for example. Well, that's charged. But like, you get storms. So obviously, things that are not nailed down on the outside tend to get blown away if you're not careful.
All right. So
including this. So if you don't take everything out of the lander before your first storm, you might lose everything because it might just get blown away.
And what do? Just move the crates inside when you think there's a storm coming?
Yeah, you can either move them inside, or one of the kits has basically a fixed mount for these, so you can attach them to the frames.
All right.
So you just lock them down, basically. Yeah. And then this is the arc furnace for smelting your first basic materials, which runs on battery power as well. So as you can see in the default kit, you get quite a lot of extra food. Like there's 4 extra water bowls, there's 6 extra cereal bars, bonus cereal bars, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Bonus.
And then in here, there's like 2 more boxes of cereal bars and another box of water bottles as well.
KFC Made 360, bonus. Shove it to boneless.
Yep.
KFC bonus banquets.
Bonus banquet, yeah.
That's this kit is what I need. So this one, if I unpack some of it out here, this gives you
the wickedness. I need this kit.
These are the container mounts, so you can just put it down like that, and then you have to do this kind of awkwardly because they are physics objects. You have to like get this up onto the here, and then get it vaguely on top of the thing. You don't have to be that accurate, thankfully, and then wrench it. There you go. Now it won't blow away any longer.
Right.
Step down.
Get wrenched, son.
And then if I bring this in here, I also want this, the actual locker, so I can put stuff inside as well. I always find this very hard to tell which way round this is. You kind of have to look at it from the side to tell which side the attachment points are on.
I quite like that wind indicator. You know, the in environment wafty.
Well, little particles, basically.
That's quite neat. It's effective.
I mean, hopefully you most of the time won't even see it.
Yeah.
Unless you've done something very wrong.
Well, yeah, it's like a little bit of it seemed like the atmosphere in the cabin was slightly higher than...
Yeah, you can see where
the
the outside air comes in. Which does mean that because this is the simplified airlock, that does mean I'm basically putting Mars atmosphere in every time I depressurize the airlock, because this is only one way. Like, it vents into the building every time I go in. Which, fortunately, with Mars isn't too much of a problem. I forget what is the exact... There's a tiny bit of oxygen, carbon dioxide, 95%, obviously, tiny bit of nitrogen, and then a little bit of pollutants, which is the actual problem, I guess. Because if you let the pollutants build up over time, that will, well, kill you and stop the plants from growing. So that's why this kit also has a portable scrubber in here, so you can use that to clean the atmosphere inside. And, well, I'm not sure there's much more to show in this part of the game, because I wanted to skip slightly further ahead to a base that I've already made.
Because there's one I made earlier.
There's at least one other important thing that I wanted to show. So that's basically how you don't die immediately on the don't die space program.
Okay.
Important lessons.
Get inside and then you can open your helmet. So
Elon, you seeing this? Lessons in not dying.
So if
Elon sees this, he's just going to take it as like, well, I don't have to give anything.
That's a good point. Yeah, if Elon sees this, he'll just do this. I'll take it back.
Load this one.
We don't need your traffic, Elon.
We don't need 1 million bots feeding our content.
Oh boy. Grok this.
So this is a base is on this base is on Mimas, the moon of Saturn, as you can see.
Mimas.
Which means this is a vacuum environment, obviously. Nothing out here.
Only the daggers means from Mimas.
Yep.
That's why Elon would love it.
So on.
It's the Doge planet.
So what's that doing on?
That's not dank.
These are all on as well.
It's not dank.
Moist.
So in this base, as you can see, I've got a bit further. I did have plants growing, but I don't actually need them growing at the moment because I've stocked up a bunch of extra cans of mushroom soup that I've made.
Oh, mushroom soup.
Mushrooms suck though, because mushrooms consume oxygen, whereas all the other plants consume carbon dioxide.
Oh, is that true?
I mean, I don't know if that's really true in real life. I mean, technically, even plants consume both, right? They just use technically more carbon dioxide than they do oxygen.
But then
because they have their breathing cycle.
Right, but then they put out more oxygen as a result than they... But are you saying that they need some to get sort of started?
Yeah, well, it's because at night they invert, right? That's how photosynthesis works.
Oh,
at
yes,
night they reverse direction, basically.
I always forget that part.
Yes. So in this base...
glasses in this...
Oh, yeah, my sensor glasses, those are important. Those are, like, quite high-tech.
Sweet.
Because that turns on this overlay where I can see the minerals underground.
It's not helping your HR profile. You look even more creepy now.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with them turned on.
Yeah, they darken a bit. You know who he reminds me of when they darken? It's like, have you ever seen Hackers? Like the bad guy from Hackers.
Right. So on this base, I've done quite a lot more stuff in general. I've got this whole... So these are all the devices to make stuff, basically. So in these you have all the stuff you can print using the resources. And I've also connected them up to this slightly inconvenient loop of chutes, so that if I turn it all on...
Shoot loop.
I think they're in here right now. So this machine has got as you can see in the contents list, it's got all my actual materials in it. But you need to move the materials to the different machines to actually be able to use them, which is what the purge handle is for. The purge handle just dumps all the materials out. But then I've set it up with this sorting device, so it basically just sends all the materials into the next machine automatically. But then if you print anything, it filters them out.
Mushroom facts. It is in fact true.
Okay, then.
Consume oxygen.
Yep, they're more like animals and don't photosynthesize.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So anyway, let me turn that all off. So that's my printing machine loop, but the actual important thing I wanted to load a slightly further forward save was for the bit that you guys won't like at all. Programming!
Well, that's... I mean, I have a vague interest in knowing how it's done here, so I can then... So, well, yeah, and also Dan needs to worry about some variables, I'm sure.
What the heck? I didn't realize any of your games had actual programming in. What?
I mean, you played... Oh, wow. Zachtronics games have a
yeah, I played Zachtronics games.
Yeah.
They don't have a code in it, do they?
I mean,
Shenzhen
has, yeah.
is the one, yeah. That is literal programming.
And there's another one of those Zachtronic games, right? Like the precursor to Shenzhen that kind of does a bit of that as well.
I forget what that was called.
Like, it just had a name, right? Wasn't it? Like, like the only name that's coming to head is the name of an instrument, like TS-101 or something.
I think that is it. It's TS like 1/01 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, here's some code that I made, which it's funny because when you first upload code into a microchip, it gives you the achievement "Some assembly required."
I see it.
Except it's not assembly. But
well,
what on earth are we looking at here? So.
See if you can figure it out.
No, I can sort of figure out BLT and BGD, and it's not bacon, lettuce, tomato. There's like some sort of value is less than so room ox is less than 0.3, then do turn off on something.
Yes.
But what it's turning off isn't so clear. But
these are branches, which is what B stands for. So that's branch less than. So it branches into this loop down here, or not loop.
Oh, turn off is a go-to. Right, I see.
Yeah. So it's like if the room oxygen percentage is less than 30%, then it runs the turn off. If the room pressure is less than 55 kilopascals, then it turns it off as well.
Holy shit. How many lines of script is this?
Well, this is it. This is my whole...
I thought I saw a scroll bar on the right.
It does. It just like has a... I think this is maybe the maximum number of lines you can have. There's also a byte limit as well.
128 lines. Fact. Oh, and a 4K limit. Okay. 4K is all you'll ever need, famously.
Yeah, clearly.
Just ask Bill Gates.
But yeah, so this bit of code is what I'm using to automatically refill my suit in the suit station. So what it does, this is setting the vent pressure so it doesn't overpressurize the system.
What is S? Set.
Send. Send or set.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer. And then L is load, obviously. This is loading the various sensors, so it's storing all the data, and then it's doing the comparison, and then if it's safe to turn on the system, then it turns it on, and if it's not, then it turns it off, basically. Okay. And that run.
And J is jump, I presume.
Yeah, J is the jump. So that runs this, basically. The chip is actually attached to this machine. So currently it's idle because it's got enough pressure in this tank, but if I actually drop my suit into the suit station, it will turn on for a second to refill it, basically.
And turns all your lights off while it's doing. Oh no, it's your light. Sorry.
Yeah, my light is actually attached to the suit power, so when I take the suit off, it goes away. But yeah, that's like the coding system. Also, I guess I should mention it's maybe not as obvious in this bit of code, I think. Oh yeah, because you've got the different pin locations, basically. So DB is the thing that the chip is attached to, and then D0 and D1 are defined by the screws, which if you look on this machine, in this panel, you have these two screws, which you can tell it what other thing to look at. So in this case, it's like the sensor and the vent that I've told it that these screws refer to in the code.
Right, but they're not attached to anything physically. There's a bit of me that's just like, but what? Oh, are these like...
It uses the power network, basically. So if anything that's on the same power network can be seen via the screws, so you can use the screwdriver to actually change those.
Oh, okay. So you shove a screwdriver in it, and that is weirdly... That's like changing a header in some way to be like, oh, this actually points to this.
Yeah, it's just like picking what machine that your code then looks at, essentially.
That's a bit weird, like because you would just do that in software, presumably, if it was all on the network normally. But okay.
But then if I go outside and go to some of my other machines, once my airlock depressurizes, takes slightly longer here because I've got proper pressure in this space. So out here we've got a variety of weird boxes that do various things. That one's like the advanced furnace, which also has these.
Why is it in its own box? Do they have to be pressurized as well? Or?
Well, different reasons. So for the furnace, it's a kind of a trick that because the walls are like perfectly insulating, if you put the furnace in a box with atmosphere, it doesn't lose temperature.
Oh, right. So you just heat up the room and then it's like, yep, no, this is hot forever.
Yeah. It's currently at 505 degrees, and this should say the exact same thing. Yeah, the room is at 505 degrees as well.
Does it cost power on those screens? Otherwise, why do you...
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, you can't just leave them on.
So this is how you normally use the chips, is you put them in this housing, which then has 6 screws instead of just 2, so you can target more different devices.
I'm an egg.
And then if I actually... I don't know if I should be able to take that out without it breaking anything. I think this chip is actually not very complicated. If I go import from chip and then go to edit, which you can't really see.
So you got a little laptop for editing code.
Wow, it has to actually do a ROM read to...
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes. So
yeah.
That can't be
that can't be the same yield as what we're thinking of.
No.
Surely.
Yield is just an awkward, game timing issue where, because of the way the script runs per frame or whatever, it can get out of sync if you don't put a yield in somewhere, which is just it resets the timing or whatever.
I mean, it's
slightly awkward.
It's not as different as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 different types of yield, and I'm thinking one is yield to another thread, right? Like this thread goes, I'm done for a bit. It's fine. Someone else can take over.
You're basically yielding back to the game loop here, right?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
It's a bit weird.
This is not a super complicated bit of code. It's basically to maintain the correct pressure inside that room, because the pressure changes depending on the temperature, obviously, because that's how gases work. So as the furnace gets hotter, the pressure in the room goes up, so then it triggers the vent to suck some of the atmosphere out of the room, and the opposite if it gets colder.
Is the S and J and stuff like shorthand? Can you write set and then you just write S is just short for set or something?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I guess I could just see because it would tell me.
Just
No, you can't.
Oh, you just have to say S. Yeah, I know, but they've done this on purpose, Rob.
Yeah, just to make it awkward. Just use equals. Come on. Like everyone else.
Well, this is this is closer to assembly, to be fair.
I suppose,
By having
instruction parameter.
Hungarian notation, yeah.
Then where do I also have chips out here? I forgot.
At least you don't have to deal with putting it in a memory address, I suppose.
Well, you can. That's another thing.
Really?
Technically, all the different machines have an internal memory that you can write to if you want. So you could straight up do memory address shit if you were getting real fancy.
Damn.
In fact, if you really wanted to, because of the way you can use the screws to target different machines, you could just store all your memory in a completely different machine from the machine you're controlling for no particular reason.
Okay.
So what is this? What does this chip do? This is my centrifuge control, I think. Oh, that's even simpler. That's pretty much just sucking the atmosphere out of the centrifuge room whenever there's atmosphere in there. Because, slightly confusingly, but like when you centrifuge ore that you've dug out of the ground, it has gases in it.
Oh,
so you can basically capture the gases out of the centrifuge. And then I've got it running into these filters. This is not finished because I was going to filter out the different types of material into different tanks, basically. Actually, is that got anything in it at the moment? No, this has run out of battery. Great. Steal a battery from something else. Oh, it does. I should take that radiator off it before it freezes. Yeah, so I was in the process of making a filter for every type of gas that can come out of the centrifuge, basically, to store it in different tanks. Mm. And then this last box is the coal generator, which again, when you're burning the coal, it produces gas. So then that has a vent in it that sucks it all into this tank.
You're reusing everything, I guess.
Yeah, you have to be kind of efficient, especially on this planet because, well, I've got a solar panel up there, but it's obviously making basically nothing. It's like 40 watts, and that's pretty much as good as it gets. So that's why you have the coal generator to burn the coal, but then you want to conserve as much atmosphere, of course, because there's no other way to get gas apart from ices that you can find, certain kinds of ice.
You mean there's no naturally occurring 7-Up geyser?
No, unfortunately.
Plenty of gas in that.
Do you guys want a random initial product review? Because something about this made me think of it, funnily enough.
Initial product review?
Yeah, I just got this, it's like a shower head, but it has like a filter in it, like a Brita filter kind of thing.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
right.
I don't know what about this made me think of that. But anyway, it's called Hello Clean with a K.
Of course.
Yeah. Naturally. And it's and it claimed to increase the pressure. I was like, how the hell can it do that when it's just attached to the exact same pipe?
Yeah. Well, thinner nozzles, right?
Yeah, I guess thinner nozzle, but it does, that part seems to work, and it does, because you would have thought the filter would reduce the pressure if anything, right? Or to push it through the filter.
Yeah,
but it does seem to work.
Yeah, I don't know, because your pipes presumably have to deliver a certain amount of pressure, right? So it's I don't know if the rate necessarily changes by having too much.
It's definitely noticeably more powerful, shower. Although it's because I had a rain, shower head thing, and this is the rain one, but it is smaller diameter than my previous rain shower head.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, the flow rate seems faster, and it's got this quality of
that's the thing. It has to be the same amount of water. It
would be the pressure that makes it. The force of it coming out will be better if it's thinner nozzles or whatever, but same amount of water.
So it might feel stronger, but same amount.
Yeah, but maybe the pressure was better.
My rain to just sort of dribble out the head,
You prefer the dribbly, yeah. I don't know.
You don't like the force.
It's not really adjustable, and then there's the aspect of the filtering, which I think probably is good. I mean, I'll have to use it for a while, but I think it probably is better depending on the hardness of the water or whatever, like to have it filtered, like for washing yourself and your hair and everything.
Well, I mean, unless there's like that's lime scale or lime in the water, like actually is good for you in some way.
I doubt lime scale is good for hair.
I mean, spas will like make you go in mineral water.
For
some reason.
Mineral's not lime scale, though. That's not necessarily the same thing.
Anyway,
lime is a mineral, I suppose, but
update. But yeah, of course, that means you have to then replace the filter. So it's like playing one of these games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to they'll get you on the hook for the filters. But anyway, that's my enjoying it so far.
That was one of the things about Star Trucker that like really annoyed me. The amount of maintenance you had to do on the truck was just got irritating after a while. It's like, oh, my air filters have run out again.
Do you have to switch filters in here, Zach?
Yes, you actually do. Like, my suit filler has this oxygen filter to make sure it's only putting oxygen into my suit, because obviously the atmosphere in here has the carbon dioxide that I vent out of the suit into it, and nitrogen also.
The Brita will absolutely gouge you on the filters.
Yep.
Of course, yeah.
Luckily, these ones are only made of iron somehow.
Oh, nice.
They're super cheap.
That's what you came here with.
So here we are on Venus. Not that you can tell because I don't have any windows, because I can't make the windows that can survive Venus pressure yet. Also, I didn't really want to let any more heat in here for obvious reasons. Because if
I heard that Venus, in terms of, everyone's focused on Mars, but Venus might make sense in a sort of cloud city kind of way.
Yeah, you'd have to build quite high up in the atmosphere to avoid much of the pressure and temperature, but it would actually be like a regular atmospheric pressure at that point.
How do you make something like that, like, stay?
Yeah, that's why that hasn't been done.
Technology, I guess.
So if I go outside on Venus, obviously it's 460 degrees out here.
Oh wow, and you're starting to get heat haze. Look at that.
Yes, it gets all warpy when you're standing in high enough temperatures.
Wait, would heat haze be a thing if there's no atmosphere?
I mean, there is an atmosphere. There's a lot of atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 atmospheres worth of atmosphere.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I take it back. Sorry. For some reason, I'd still had Mimas in my head.
No, there's a storm on the way as well.
Am I remembering right that the original law of, like, the Cloud City carbonite freezing was something to do with the mining of the gas?
Yes, they stored the gas inside the carbonite somehow. I guess they just trap a blob of gas in it.
A blob of gas, and then they're like, oh, we'll put a human in there, that'll be fine.
Somehow it is.
So on Venus, obviously, wind power is pretty viable because you've got twice as much atmosphere as you usually do. The solar panels are still pretty viable as well, and I've also got these ones that automatically rotate because they're running by a chip that uses this sensor to detect where the sun is. Although
you have to program that, or is that straightforward?
Partially, like the solar sensor automatically generates these numbers, like the horizontal and vertical angle. So you just have to then just run some maths on that to get the actual angle to point the solar panels at. Because it's dependent on which direction the port is facing, basically.
Right.
I think I've got a laptop. Let me just pop that chip out for a sec.
Would solar not be more potent on Venus compared to, like, the moon?
It's theoretically stronger light, but you've got all this atmosphere in the way, so it kind of
that's what I was gonna
half evens it out.
Yeah,
so as you can see, this is just a little bit of maths. Oh, sounds like the storm has arrived. Which makes the wind power go nuts.
Well, those magic numbers in there, minus 26,472 or something.
No, wait, what ones? Oh, these ones. This is a send batch command, and that's the hash of the type of solar panel. So it sends it to all the solar panels of that type.
Okay.
And that's...
So you don't have to individually target them with screws or anything.
How do you find that number, or how do you find it?
Well, you just look in here. Because helpfully, if you look up any item in the game, it tells you what the hash is.
As in the unique ID.
Oh, yeah. Like a device ID, I guess.
Right.
But it's for a class of device rather than a specific device.
Device type. Right.
Prefab hash.
Oh yeah, now I can't see anything out here. And also the storms do damage the solar panels if you don't have the advanced ones that can resist the storm damage. So after this storm is over, I'll have to repair those. But the main reason I was coming to the Venus base was to actually look at the trading thing.
Hey Dan, the doors are labelled correctly.
Wow.
This one I did it
Typed
wrong.
out.
Of course, the other problem with Venus is it takes twice as long to vent. Pulling double atmosphere out of the airlock. Normally I'd build airlocks like multiple tiles big, but with the small vents it takes so much longer, which is why I've got all these storages mashed up on the ceiling.
Makes sense.
Let me take my suit off again. And in this one, I have a little headlamp that I can put on when I'm not wearing the suit, so I still have a light.
I was going to ask, is there such a thing as lights, interior
Well,
lights?
I have this
that you
one.
could just make, but... Oh, there is one. Okay.
One.
Yeah.
Doesn't do a super good job of lighting this whole room up, really. And obviously it casts super deep shadows because it's like a single light source.
Yeah.
So I would need more than one. But, I was trying to conserve power. Not that that's super bad on this map with, Venus's actual power options instead of having to run everything on coal like on Mimes. So over here is my comms terminal computer. And you'll see that we've got these type of chips.
Logic.
Which is... So basically what these are is like single instruction type chips. So they use less power, but you have to have more of them to do anything complicated. And then some switches. So basically...
Okay, but they look a lot bigger. Like, I guess you don't program these ones?
No, that's what I mean. You use the screws to target the instructions, basically. So this one takes what state this power switch is in and then sends it to the satellite dish outside so I can remotely turn it on, basically. So now the satellite dish outside will actually turn on just from this one chip.
So
you need...
by turning the out screw, are you targeting a device again?
Yeah, so in is targeting the state of this switch, out is targeting the satellite dish outside, and then the out variable tells it which variable to set on the satellite dish.
I'm just trying to mentally map. It's just really strange. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what the modern day analogy of this would be. The screws are basically setting an address header, essentially. Like if you had like a bunch of stuff coming in and they all had a channel on which their data flowed, let's say, you're effectively screwing the header to point to that channel, I guess.
And then what these weirdly floating things do here is basically these control the horizontal and vertical angle of the satellite dish, which you can operate by turning them directly, but it only, you can change that 360 degrees very slowly, or if you want to do it the quick way, you just use the labeler, because then that just lets you type a number.
Oh. Huh.
Oh, you label it. Okay.
That's quite funny.
What happens if you type a number out of bounds?
I don't know, actually. Let's try on the 90-degree one. I think it's... Yes, it just sets it, because you use these two screws on the bottom to set the maximum and minimum that the dial can go to. So if you set an out of bounds, it just maxes or minimizes it.
Does stop it.
And you can barely just hear that the satellite dish is moving out there.
Yeah, I heard
Probably you can't.
No, I heard it. The woo woo woo.
But as you can see, I've got some alignment here. It's moving up very slowly. So if I change this in one or other of the directions, I can try and find a better alignment. That looks...
Cosmo's convenience.
Maybe the same. Let's go a bit further and see if that makes any difference.
Is this like Space Amazon?
Kind of. Well, that's closer. Might need a bit of vertical on it. Oh, there you go. That's pretty good. 13 degrees away. So now I've got to 13 degrees. Maybe it's actually worth using the dials directly to try and get those last few. Although it doesn't really matter too much once you've got a lock, because basically the closer you get to the contact, the less power you need to send to the satellite dish to actually make contact with the target.
The landing pad is unpowered.
And that's what this switch is for. Doink. Which runs through this other chip. And these two send the dials to the satellite dish. So once this has finished interrogating, now I can call the trader down. Oh, trader is unable to land in the storm. Well, yeah, I guess that would make sense. You have to wait a minute.
I mean, it's pretty quick if he can just turn up when you say land.
Yeah, I mean, the traders are robotic, so I guess that kind of makes sense. They can always be available. But there's basically only one of each size of trader, so you can look at this and it will tell you what ones have been coming and going recently. But there's like small, medium, and large, and I only have a small landing pad at the moment, so I can only land a 3x3 size trader.
And what does that grant you? Like, so what are you trading for?
Well, on Venus, normally I'm trading for like water because there's no real way to get water, or oxygen ice was what I was using to fill up this room because this tank is kind of mostly empty at this point.
Are you trading with Cosmos Convenience?
Yeah, I mean, that'll be not actually any use to me because that'll be a convenience store. That'll sell like small food items and maybe some bottled water. Bottled water is kind of sort of useful, I guess. If this
you need your old Palarona.
Yes, not quite as useful as Arena.
But so does that mean there's other missions on Venus? And where is Cosmos Convenience getting their gear from and sending it to?
Well, it could be in a way the other planets that they can fly to, I suppose.
And what makes it economically viable for Cosmo?
Probably because it's robotic. That's the only real explanation.
I mean, it still requires them to get somehow on planet and off planet using presumably a hell of a lot of fuel.
Yeah, you would think so. Storm freaking over yet. How much longer is this going to take? They normally last less than a day. But as you can see in this base, I really never got round to building a lot of the stuff on the inside. Like, these are all still independent machines that just have their inputs and outputs. So every time I want to move my resources from one machine to the other, I have to physically pick them up. Like, which machine are they in at the moment? Like this one.
What? Okay, I like that.
Lol.
And that's another,
That's great.
That's another reason why you don't do this outside, ideally, because obviously if you had that happen during a storm, it's going to go
flying everywhere.
My gold. Electrum.
The storm must have finished. So if I now actually hit this button. Unfortunately, we won't really get to see him land because I won't be able to get out there in time. Oh, I've turned the airlock screen off to save power.
Are we done? No, there we
go. So down here at the back of the base is where I built the landing pad. Trade bot. So you can buy some milk for 40 quid. I mean, I guess that's where the economy comes from.
Yeah.
But how have we gained euros on our own in a space station?
Well, in this case, I've already sold a bunch of like ore and stuff to other traders, so they all have a different type of thing that they'll buy.
Why wouldn't they just go to Earth and get it on the cheap and then come and sell it to you? But like, this economy doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I think at the point that you're colonizing random planets to extract resources, you have to assume Earth is kind of out. So yeah, that's the little trading pad thing, and then you can just like send this guy away.
Bye. Is he sat in the driver's seat? No one's in the driver's seat.
No.
Oh, that's a cool animation.
And here's where the solar panel is that's connected to all that logic on the inside. I mean, not solar panel, satellite dish.
Okay. No, well, okay. This is actually proving to me a little, the way that thing flew away is proving to me a little bit. It's like, okay, space tech is actually pretty good. They just didn't give you any of it.
Yeah, you get to be the like
space
corporate
hobo
wage slave, where you go in with nothing and try and make money for the corporation, probably. So yeah, this map has where I was building like the deep drills with the centrifuges that run into this vending machine.
Vending machine.
Where I can get various coal out of this point.
So are you trying? Is this the space, the good life?
Kind of, I guess. The idea is to be as self-sufficient as possible. Yeah.
But in the good life, you're in the city.
True. And then this is a microwave power transmitter that I'm using to send power down this very long tunnel to my other deep miner.
Is that not dangerous to be walking down the path?
No, it's completely safe, healthily. Or so the information in your handbook claims.
Claims, yeah.
Just cooking my brain.
I think it's slightly above head height, actually, when I'm standing here.
I smell delicious in this suit.
And this tunnel, as you can tell by the fact that it's perfectly square, was excavated by like a tunneling machine, not by me.
Right.
I assume your beard doesn't grow over time.
No.
Let's
So yeah, over here I've got this other deep miner that's got another couple of centrifuges, and then it's running automatically into this furnace and then into this silo. As you can see, these bits were me digging them out, where it's a bit more random. Don't know if there's anything in here yet. Oh no, there isn't. How are the centrifuges doing? Oh, they've just emptied. Does that mean I've bugged this up and they're not actually...
Where have they emptied to?
They should be in this chute and then into the arc furnace. But I might have messed up the programming for the arc furnace to turn on, because they have both toggled into empty mode. So if I hit this button, yeah, I've messed up the programming somewhere, so the arc furnace isn't turning on when it's receiving the mined ores out of the chute.
Oh, no,
pretty sure I put that in then. No. Shove this chip in.
Need a Jira ticket.
Bugatow. Bequel.
Smelt. Send arc furnace, activate 1, jump to the return address. Yeah, that seems fine. Load state, arc load. Arc load, arc. I mean, that seems like it should work, but I'll have to fix that later.
Debugging.
Put that back in there for now. But yeah, yes, now it's put something into the silo so I can actually get this out. Oh, it's a chunk of silicon. Oh, wait.
Sweet.
Wait, it's working. I had to trigger it once, which probably means that it hasn't, like, I initialized it wrong somehow.
Right.
Now that it's recognised that something's in the slot. Or it's possibly video game, it was unloaded. Like, it was out of its,
that makes some
out
sense.
of its range. That's possibly also true.
I'll better put a yield in there, I don't know.
Yeah, stick a yield in there, that'll do.
It is just above head height. It's fine.
Your faces are getting completely melted.
Why are there singe marks on the top of my helmet?
Or in this suit, maybe you'd be protected because this is the heavier suit, obviously, that you need for Venus. That can better survive.
In your suit animation, the bottom right, does look when you're running like that, it does look like you're gaining earrings.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
HR seriously disapprove.
It's the back of the backpack clipping through the helmet, isn't it? That's what that is.
Do you think in our lifetime they will ever figure out how to stop things clipping through other things?
Well,
like, no matter how powerful computers get.
It's funny you should talk about that because, yeah, there's a bunch of research stuff that's come out from NVIDIA recently about how they're doing things to model things like fabric and stuff better to avoid that.
That would be a huge upgrade.
It looks, some of that stuff is pretty impressive.
Because it's so, I know obviously the best quality games, like whatever, your Rockstar games or whatever, work really hard to avoid it, but it's like, it's obviously, it takes huge effort to like avoid.
It takes effort.
Better if
I mean,
the system could do it.
Well, kinda, yeah. You've kind of got to actually add, attach that physics to that. As a programmer, you've probably still got to attach the physics to that object properly, and then
for sure, yeah.
So for something you're not really looking at in this game, it's like, I wouldn't dedicate resources to that.
No, fair.
Just fixing up my solar panels after that storm.
I mean, I probably wouldn't, like, in that little man cam, like, just not render the backpack. That's probably fine.
Yeah, but they just didn't notice, did they?
Where, like, that camera does show you, like, if you're holding an item, your hand goes up, but, like, because it's not rendering the item, it's just, like, it's invisible from that view.
And it does clip through the helmet, I think, doesn't it, the hand? There?
No, it's, like, it's still in front. Well,
it does. Yeah, when you look down. Yeah. That's kind of,
Okay.
disadvantage of being an avatar.
Yes. really not like. Why is that view even there? Really?
Yeah.
Because they looked at Kerbal Space Program and thought we could do that.
I guess so. That is exactly what it's like in Kerbal Space Program with the bottom right portraits.
Except does he show pain?
Not really.
If you were to just open the helmet, does he go?
He might now because they've just updated it so you can emote. Like there's a command to put emotions on your character.
Who's generally pretty blank-faced.
Yes, as you would like have to be in this kind of ridiculous situations these guys are in.
He's a stoic stationeer.
I think he's just accepted the colossal mistake he's made with his life.
Yes. Anyway, as you can see, Venus sucks.
Degassed.
That means it's been through the centrifuge, so I've already sucked the gases out of it.
Degassed.
Degassed. Not gassed, I guess. Anyway,
Well,
that's Stationeers.
This
That's
is a
probably
video
enough of
game.
It sure is.
It's one of those. Less factory.
one of those.
Less factorying.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I mean, I guess I didn't exactly make it clear that, like, obviously the main thing about it is, like, the gas simulation and stuff. Like, all the pipes have pressure and you can overpressure them, and all the automation attached to this, like, automatic pumps and stuff that you can run with the programming. So, yeah, and then all the filters and all that stuff. So if you want to get, as you get into the later game stuff, it's, you know, you're trying to generate oxygen by growing plants and then filtering out carbon dioxide. Because even on Venus, this has carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So you can filter that out, cool it down from 460 degrees, feed it to plants to get oxygen, but then you need water. So then where are you going to get that from? Probably from traders on Venus, actually, because there's not really many other options. But yeah, you're doing a lot of piping and filtering and pumping and that kind of stuff.
I'd assume you'd have to trade for the seeds in the first place.
Yeah, that too. I think I already did buy. I have potatoes, of course, because that's what I'm eating. But I think I already did buy like fern seeds, which are the best oxygen producers. But I never got round to
But you've got
building.
But presumably you've got to put some light inside your your hole as well.
Yet more automation. I have the like grow light automated via daylight sensor, which funnily enough isn't even outside. It can detect where the sun is, even though it can't detect the sun. But that's just because I was lazy. Like up here on this ledge, that's where I was growing. Here's the light. Here's the daylight sensor, which can still tell where the sun is, even though it's inside. And then logic chips. So it just turns the light on and off approximately when the sun comes up, which is good enough for potatoes at least.
My brain, when you were turning around there, misread compute unit as comfort unit.
Like, the comfort unit. It doesn't do anything, it just looks nice.
Yeah, makes you feel better.
Yeah, so I have potatoes, I have wheat, I have soybeans, and I have ferns.
Is that a pre-baked potato?
Yes.
Okay. It's not just me. It's got some pepper on there and everything.
No. Yeah, I need to cook another potato. Let me go and turn on the microwave.
No, just hold it up in front of your power grid, like outside. Just
yeah, that'd be funny if they implemented that. Like, if you want to microwave some food, don't use the interior microwave. Just hold it in front of the microwave transmitter.
Potato will decay in 6 hours.
That is indeed Stationeers. It's, you know, one of these games with the complication of atmospheric management and some amount of programming. And you can play it in multiplayer if you want, just to make things even more desperate for resources. Where it's like, no, you have 2 people breathing all the time and drinking all the water.
You can get stuff done twice as fast.
Yep, in theory.
And maybe you won't have bored face all the time with some company.
Maybe.
Okay, just a pile of stuff that thing ejected, just hanging out.
Yep, just walk over to make it jiggle.
Think.
Well, sure.
Yep, and that's the end of this video, I guess.
Well, how am I putting some credits on screen, more importantly?
I mean, you could fly them down from space like the trader, even though we didn't see that part.
We didn't see that, no. Maybe I need some brown wind. You know,
I'm sure that would be nice and easy to animate.
Some lovely brown wind. That Venusian wind there.
Venusian.
Is that the word? What's the word?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, it's probably Venusian.
Yeah.
Venusian. Okay.
Thank you for watching. We're Happy Salad, and we've got plenty of more videos on this here YouTube channel that you're already partaking in. So partake in those too, if you would. You don't have to. It'd be nice. We also do a version of Shenanigans that doesn't involve a video. It's called a podcast. We've got one of those. It's called the Happy Salad Cast. You should go check that out. Available now. Ding! Go check that out. And like and subscribe. Or go to the Facebook or the Twitters, and there'll be occasional updates there. Have I performed my...
Your end of video duty?
Yeah.
Done your duty. You've been on station.
Turn it all off.
Near station.
Shut it off. Shut it all down.
Shut it down.
I've got to save my power for another week until the podcast.
Yep. Let the batteries recharge from the wind.
My manpower. Take us out, Dan.
Okay, bye.